This is part 2 of an 8x4 scalextric set, and as you can see with part 2 the track has started to take shape. It's got some nice scenery. This is all eBay stuff, nothing particularly complicated. To be perfectly blunt, I ain't got a clue what I was doing, so try different things, and this is a test for the wife's train set. So she allowed me to experiment on my scalextric set. Anyway, got the smaller trees. This is a 1/50th, 1/75th scale. eBay about £4.50, £5 for 10 trees. Comes from China, and they've actually worked okay. They've worked well. Hides a multitude of sins, so definitely worth getting. I've got 20 or so on order. There's about 30 here already. Fake grass, that's the other thing. Well, there's different ones. You can get the scatter grass, and that works well. You simply spread glue all over the track, and for that I used good old PVA. It does go clear when it dries. Scatter the grass around, let it dry, and then literally brush off the excess with one of these, a paintbrush. Again, helps hide. I would probably want to paint on a browny colour the underneath first, and that's only where maybe the scatter doesn't take and it does shine through. As you can see on this side, it doesn't look great, but with a bit of extra grass, and I have found a few bits for the grass, and you can either get this stuff like a lichen, and that works quite well. I would probably not get what I got, which was a big tub, £15. There's a lot of smaller pieces on here. It's worked okay because I've used it in smaller bits that I can't get to, such as these sort of bits, and that has helped again sort of use it up. It's not ideal, wouldn't get that again. Probably pay a little bit extra and just get the bigger pieces that you can then tear up. One thing I did find though, which was actually quite successful in many ways, was the stick-on grass stuff, and this is not, it's not expensive, and what you do, you can literally see on here tiny little bits, and on the face of that you stick it on and job done. Now they come in different sizes, and again the size bit, when you're looking at certain ones, as you can see, some look better than others. They normally come on the same sort of sheet, and you get your 6mm or 10mm. Go for the 10mm, don't bother with the 6mm. Much they are good and it's not bad, 10mm is certainly better. You get less of them, but they're easier to stick on, and trust me, it's just much better. Obviously you then got grass on the sheets. Use this primarily for where the cars are sitting, but I've also tried to put it under some of the flyover parts, and that's working okay. That I'm quite happy with. You need to have, I think, a very varied range of techniques, but not necessarily deep pockets. £50 should get you pretty much everything you need to do an 8x4, scenery wise at least. Now cleaning, cleaning, that's a tough one. Okay, this is an outside shed, doesn't have heating, it is dry-ish, but there is some dampness, and this is causing some issues with the track. you can get a track rubber. Now track rubbers are okay, but you've got to be careful because they scratch the track, and if they take off the top layer, then, well, you just keep on scrubbing, which is pretty much what I've done, but they do come up. They get a bit mucky, as you can see, so what I do is I just scrape it along a piece of sandpaper, and that takes off a lot of the dirt, takes off some of the rubber. This was a much bigger rubber, but you know, £3.50, £4 off eBay, fine. The other option you can do, and I have heard, was this contact spray. Now I've used WD-40 one, there's different manufacturers one. This is meant for electrical equipment, and it sort of dissolves grease and so on. Okay, this is, I think this has worked up to a point, but I've gone through a whole can and sprayed the track. It doesn't take long to clean it, about 4 or 5 minutes, and it makes a huge difference, but I'm not sure about the longevity of it. So I'm going to be trying a few other bits, some oil lubricanty stuff, which you rub on and then sort of dry off. I have used these sanding, or as you say, well, these not necessarily sanding, these like Brillo paddy, made out of, I guess, a whole set of plastic. Again, they're okay. They don't scratch the track as much. So from that point of view, it is better. There is definite advantage. You may need to put something on these just to give it a bit of a clean. I've been warned that WD-40 normal stuff puts a layer of sort of grease on the track, stops it from sort of gripping. You probably want to put WD-40 on something like this, and then very, very gently, by holding like that, go down the track and just on the rails, just to sort of clean them up. So you know, that's an option that I wouldn't say no in the future to trying. But anyway, I'll hopefully show you when it's completely finished. We're hoping to have a scalextric track up at Marks Tay in the Colchester area in about 2 or 3 months' time. Should be about 4 or 5 of these boards in size, and it should be part of Arc Raceway, which is the radio control car centre there. Anyway, I hope you've a bit of knowledge in this, and like I say, it's make a big difference trying to put a bit of scenery. Bye.